Tonight, more updates on the novel coronavirus.
And how it's affecting WSU. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Grace Arness.
And I'm Asher Lind. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Earlier this morning, WSU announced classes will move online after spring break due to the COVID-19 coronavirus. Though classes will be online, the Pullman campus will remain open for the time being. These shots are something you might not be seeing for a while. However, dorms, student dining services, and halls will stay open for the time being. Dorms will also stay open over spring break for students who cannot return home at this time. Though through Facebook, WSU has told concerned students and parents that there has been no formal plan for how long WSU will be online. Also, according to WSU, there are no changes to Mom's Weekend or commencement as of right now. Employees of the university will report to work as normal. WSU is urging faculty and staff to consult Human Resources COVID-19 FAQ if they have any questions or if they are feeling ill or if they have elevated risk for the virus.
The World Health Organization has declared a pandemic as cases continue to be reported worldwide. The U.S. currently has more than 1,000 cases and countries are continuing to tighten their borders. Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte announced earlier today he is ordering closure of all businesses in Italy except pharmacies and grocery stores. Several other countries have also initiated total shutdowns to prevent the virus from spreading.
British Health Minister Nadine Dorries has been diagnosed with the virus. The Department of Health said Dorries began showing symptoms on Thursday, the same day she attended an event hosted by the Prime Minister. Dorries says she is self-isolating at home and tweeted, quote, "Pretty rubbish, but I hope I'm over the worst of it now," end quote.
Governor Jay Inslee has announced a ban on large gatherings of over 250 people. This will apply to King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties for the rest of March. The ban will apply to social, recreational, spiritual, and other community gatherings. The NCAA has already announced that March Madness will continue on without spectators. This could affect our neighbors up north as Gonzaga was slotted to host the first and second rounds of the tournament.
Popular music festivals Coachella and Stagecoach announced they will be postponing their festivals to October. Stagecoach, a country music festival, was scheduled for April in Indio, California, and will now take place October 23rd through the 25th. Coachella, which usually attracts around 100,000 people each year, will now be the weekends of October 9th through the 11th and October 16th through the 18th. The postponement comes as a large disappointment to the people who were planning on attending, but the unique outfits are a staple of Coachella, and the new October dates allow for more options for Halloween costumes to wear. When we come back, should we expect spring weather for spring break here in Pullman? Sophia Canton has your weather.
Find out when Murrow News 8 returns.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hey Sophia, what weather can students expect for spring break?
Well, Grace, we've been seeing some nicer weather here in Pullman, but as per usual, it likes to stay unpredictable. So today we're going to see a high of about 55 degrees, but those winds out there could have gusts up to about 32 miles per hour from the west, but typically staying within that about 18 to 20 mile per hour range the majority of the day. And then tomorrow we're going to see sunny skies with a high of about 45 degrees, and winds will die down to about 10 miles per hour. Around the state, we're seeing some pretty consistent weather, as we have been seeing. Seattle and Olympia have highs today of about 48 degrees and 55 degrees, with lows tonight about 36 degrees and 32 degrees. They have some clouds, but no rain, so that's good news for you guys heading home for break pretty soon. Central Washington is still sitting at the highest temps around the state, with the Tri-Cities having a high of about 65 degrees and Yakima a high of 59 degrees. Spokane and Pullman are sitting at highs today around 55 degrees and getting low tonight about 27 and 24 degrees. Like I said before, Pullman likes to throw us a couple curveballs in terms of weather conditions. So for those of you planning on traveling home tomorrow or Friday, tomorrow the weather conditions look really good with mostly sunny skies and a high of about 45 degrees. Friday we're going to see some rain, but it shouldn't really affect your driving conditions at all. But then Saturday morning we are going to see some snowfall, but it will only get to about a maximum accumulation of about an inch. So if you plan on taking off that morning, it shouldn't affect your driving conditions, but I would consider maybe keeping those wipers up Friday night just in case. Sunday it's going to stay pretty cold with a high of around 35 degrees, but no snow rain is expected, so if you're driving home then, looks pretty good. If you're planning on driving home this weekend, the pass looks really good right now with it being bare and wet. There's no weather or driving conditions right now. So if you're planning on driving home this weekend, it looks pretty good. That's all I have for weather today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sophia. Joe Biden currently has the most delegates with over 833. However, Bernie Sanders has a slim lead over the former vice president in our state of Washington and quite the lead in Whitman County. Sanders has 39.2% of the county, with Biden at 17.5%, with 5 out of the 11 precincts reporting. However, Biden is only trailing Bernie Sanders by 0.2% of the vote of the state vote. If you take a look here at the latest results from across the country, Biden has the most delegates with 838, and Sanders currently has 691.
Just a reminder, ASWSU elections will end tonight. Candidates are Curtis Cohen and running mate Sean Doster, as well as the duo of Kylie Waddle and Donovan Velez-Fukel. Students can vote online at studentvote.wsu.edu.
Today, Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison. Weinstein was sentenced to 20 years for criminal sexual act in the first degree and 3 years for rape in the third degree, to be served consecutively for assaulting 2 women in New York. Weinstein's case is famous for sparking the #MeToo movement that inspired many women in Hollywood to share their experiences of sexual harassment and assaults. After the break, the Cougs head baseball coach gives us a key number that shows us why they struggled against Gonzaga.
Luke Hudson will have your sports when we come back.
Good evening, I'm Luke Hudson and welcome to the Cougar Sports Corner. WSU's own sophomore Kyle Manzardo was named Pac-12 Conference Player of the Week. According to WSU Cougars, Manzardo hit 10 of the 18 pitches he saw for a .556 batting average during this weekend's 4-game series. He scored 11 runs with 2 home runs and 9 runs batted in. He also hit 2 doubles and had a .619 on-base percentage. According to WSU Cougars, Manzardo was the first WSU player to earn this honor since Trex Stamp in 2016. The Cougars will look to recover after losing 15-3 against the Gonzaga Bulldogs at home yesterday. Gonzaga catcher Stephen Lund helped secure 6 of the Bulldogs' runs with 4 hits, 6 RBIs, and 3 doubles. WSU walked 9 Bulldog batters and hit 4 with pitches during the game. The first pitcher on the mound for the Cougs was Brandon White, who pitched last during the Cougars' home opening game. Head coach Brian Green told the Evergreen, quote, "We have the fewest strikeouts in the Pac-12, unquote." 2 WSU golfers each got their first individual title of their Cougar career on Tuesday. According to WSU Cougars, senior Marie Lund Hansen and sophomore Amy Chu tied for first place at the Meadow Club Invitational. They each shot 2 under for first and helped the Cougars secure second place as a team in the invite. Head coach Kelly Kamamura told WSU Cougars, quote, "They are both extremely focused on being the best they can be and played solid golf on a difficult golf course this week," unquote. The Seattle Mariners announced today they are moving home games out from Seattle for all of March in response to Governor Inslee's ban on social gatherings. The Mariners were going to host 2 series before the end of the month. According to Sportsnet.ca, the Mariners said they are working with the commissioner's office to figure out an alternative plan. Thanks for tuning in to the Cougar Sports Desk. Back to you guys.
Coming up, Beyonce did what? Or was it even Beyonce?
Find out when Murrow News 8 returns.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the way I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
A cow is on the loose in South Florida. According to the Pembroke Pines Police Department, the cow has eluded capture since late January, and wranglers have been unsuccessful in catching it. The police department tweeted, quote, "Description, female cow, brown with a white head, faster than it looks, enjoys pools," end quote. They went on to say the cow is guilty of, quote, "moving violations, uttering false checks, and fleeing and eluding the police."
A woman in New Mexico, Serena Henry, was arrested after police said she stole a car after she found the keys in it, did not pull over after seeing police lights, and then later claimed she was pop singer Beyonce Knowles. According to AP News, Henry is charged with unlawful taking of a motor vehicle, concealing identity, and resisting and obstructing an arrest.
Thank you for watching tonight. Be sure to watch our newscast at nwpb.org/MN8 and on Cable 8 at 7 and 10.
And don't forget, you can also follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a good night.